So we're going to look at some tips here. So tip number one is check your bandwidth. Especially when you're away at a conference, does life stop for you? Work still happens, email still happens, life at home happens. If you had a leak at your house, it still happens, right? And it's actually more compressed because now you're not there to deal with them. How many here are CPAs and do taxes? Okay, so maybe half-ish. So how many of you who do taxes think that tax season is an awesome time to try and be creative and do new things? I know very well, like I said, with my friends, after she really gets into tax season, and at least for a week after, I will send her cards. I'll say, hi, how you doing? Thinking about you. And that's about the extent of it, because I know what she's like, head down, focus, don't mess with me. She's either in recovery or she's cranky, right? That's just what happens because it's everything so compressed. That is not the time to trying to be creative. It just isn't, and you need to realize that. Now, that doesn't mean something's not going to happen that you're not going to have to deal with, but your bandwidth is something that you absolutely have to pay attention to and protect. There are all times for every single one of us where you're in the, your mindset is such that you can think about things. You can think differently. You can go, okay, I can be grateful for this right now. I can think about my other options. And there's times when you can't. So don't set yourself up to fail by not acknowledging that you're human and that there are times when it's good for you to be creative and intentional and times when it's probably not a good thing. Now, I realize life doesn't stop. And you can't say, well, excuse me, can you come back to me in about 4 months and then I'll have the bandwidth, because it doesn't work that way. But even within that moment, you need to find what works for you. There was one point where I was in school, getting a second master's. I have about a 2.5-hour commute every day if people aren't being special. And there were a lot of other things going on. We have some really happy people come and check out the hospital periodically. It's just kind of what they do. And you get to stay ready for them. And I know for me, all I had was like, I could carve out like 2 or 3 minutes for myself to just kind of settle and breathe and just kind of be. And then I could go, okay. For me, a lot of times too, it was taking a walk with my dog, or it was doing something else that took my brain somewhere else. And then I go, ooh, yeah. Okay? So find out what it is for you, because there are going to be times when you have to intentionally make space. But that is certainly something you just kind of need to bear with. Is now a good time, or am I just going to churn on this? And if you're going to churn, it's only going to make you more frustrated and make you less likely to be able to get yourself anywhere.